top stories for the hour. Finance Minister Ahmed today hails Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's visit to Italy as a great success. And US analyst says Ethiopia builds up manufacturing foundation to become Africa's future industrial hub. Hello and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. It's me, Magdalena. I see you with the daily updates. Do stay with us. The Office of the Prime Minister announced that Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed visited the Ethiopian Space Science Geospatial Institute. The institute is a national research center dedicated to analyze data for both terrestrial and space-based source. Its scientific research supports various institutions by providing data-driven forecasts and predictive insight. During the visit, the Prime Minister observed research activities across multiple departments, each specializing in different areas of geospatial analysis and data interpretation, according to the Prime Minister's office. Finance Minister Ahmed Shideh says Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's working visit to Italy was successful. During his stay, the Premier held extensive discussion with Pope Leo XIV at Vatican. They have agreed to bolster collaboration in education, global peace, and both bilateral and multilateral affairs. Prime Minister Abiy also held extensive discussion with the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni on bilateral issues. According to the minister, the leaders have emphasized the deepening ties between their nations. He highlights Italy's continued efforts for Ethiopia's economic growth and reform as well as energy development. The finance minister notes the steady increase in Italy's development assistance to Ethiopia in recent years. He further reveals that agreement is a crucial area, including green development, urban infrastructure, and macroeconomic reforms were also signed during the visit. Both parties committed to enhance investment and cooperation across sectors such as energy, infrastructure, and finance. The chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mohamed Ali Yusuf, has praised Addis Ababa's rapid transformation, describing it as a model for other African cities. During the courtesy visit to Mayor Adana Chabebe, Yusuf acknowledged the city's visible progress and commended its leadership for the ongoing development initiative. He cited corridor development as a particular effective effort to boost conference, tourism, and urban connectivity. He states that the African Union Commission is committed to strengthening collaboration with the city administration to support Addis Ababa's continued development and promote exchange with other African cities. Mayor Adanaj, for her part, congratulated the chairperson on his recent election and emphasized the city's ambition to meet international standards as a clean, livable, and modern capital. She also highlighted ongoing efforts to improve infrastructure, beautify the city, and raise the quality of life for its residents. The meeting reaffirms both parties' shared commitment to enhancing Addis Ababa's status as a diplomatic city and advancing urban development across the continent. The Holy Synod of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church announced the conclusion of Holy Synod General Meeting following 15-day session. In the statement, Abuna Dioscorios, Secretary of the Holy Synod, outlined the key outcome of the meeting, which addresses major ecclesiastical matters, national issues, and current affairs. A total of 16 resolutions are passed, and the Church calls upon Ethiopians to resolve their difference through peaceful means and constructive dialogue. Abuna Dioscorios also expressed gratitude to the Mayor of Addis Ababa, Adana Chabebe, for her support in restoring and replacing church properties impacted by the Capital Corridor Development Project. He further announced that the Holy Synod has approved a 5.4 billion birr annual budget for the upcoming Ethiopian fiscal year. An addition, he states that the synod has granted forgiveness to clergy members who have delivered sermons diverging from the church teaching following their formal apologies and reinstatement into service. The synod also made several key appointments, and His Eminence Abuna Sauros was elected General Manager of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, and His Eminence Abuna Dioscorios was reappointed as Secretary of the Holy Synod, and His Holiness Abuna Hiriakos was appointed Archbishop of Addis Ababa, Hadiya and Sylhet area.
Located about 500 kilometers from Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, and about 35 kilometers downstream from the town of Bahir Dar and Lake Tana, is the mighty, mystical Blue Nile Falls. The locals call it Tisa Bay Falls and is believed to have some special powers. Tisa Bay means water that smokes. I can see the water already.
This is blue.
Blue. This water is not blue.
It's brown.
Brown Nile.
Because you know
Is this the Nile?
This is the blue Nile.
This is the Blue Nile.
Blue Nile. Isn't it a Washington?
Thank you. So I'm going to buy one of these for entertainment because he has entertained me, even if I don't know how to blow it. Pick a nice one.
Gordon's a bit of a cowboy. He's got his own style of doing things.
The International Labour Organization Employment Development and Investment Department Chief Mito Sukatamo told the Ethiopian news agency that the construction sector in Addis Ababa is attracting investment and creating job opportunities. The chief, who took part in the recent 20th ILO Regional Conference, had the opportunity to visit green development activities, tourism sites, industrial parks and corridor development projects in the capital city. Tigist Nessa has more on that.
Africa's political and diplomatic capital, Addis Ababa, is currently experiencing a significant urban transformation with initiatives focusing on improving infrastructure, housing and public space to attract investment, create jobs and enhance residents' quality of life. The construction sector in Addis Ababa is attracting investment and creating vast job opportunities. International Labour Organization ILO's Employment, Development and Investment Department Chief Mito Tsukamoto told Ethiopian news agency. She says that she has observed that many jobs have been created in investment, construction and green development sector in Addis Ababa.
I see a lot of job creation opportunities here. I mean, I was here in 2017, 8 years ago, at the 17th regional conference, and coming back to Addis today, I see a multitude of construction works and buildings that are being built. I understand there's a lot of industrial parks, there's a lot of training centers, so there's been quite a bit of investments that have gone into infrastructure.
According to the chief, infrastructure development has huge potential for not only investment but also for job creation, Tsukamoto noted, adding that working with communities and employees, a lot can be achieved if these jobs are localized.
Infrastructure is an area where there is a huge potential for not only investments but for actually creating jobs. And if you actually localize those jobs so that you're working with your own communities and workers to be able to engage in these programs. It's a win-win. You're talking about building, construction, reforestation. The environmental works is also very important, especially in rural areas. But I understand here in Ethiopia, you're also doing a lot of urban greening. I think all of these activities are potential for creating many more jobs than actually using mechanized, capital-intensive approaches.
The urban transformation in Addis Ababa was not a spontaneous undertaking, but a carefully planned initiative aimed at fulfilling the city's strategic vision of becoming a livable, inclusive, modern, resilient and prosperous metropolis while preserving its unique identity.
A renowned American political economist analyst Lawrence Freeman says Ethiopia is making noticeable strides in its manufacturing sector. Freeman, who visited various industrial sites across the country, praised Ethiopia's effort to strengthen its industrial base. During his visit, Freeman toured textile and garments factories, steel production facilities, sugar factories, and other manufacturing establishments. He highlighted the visible progress and development underway, stating that Ethiopia is clearly on the path towards industrial transformation. Jerusalem Bezaha has more.
The manufacturing sector is a cornerstone of Ethiopia's homegrown economic reform program, which began in 2019 and remains central to the nation's development strategy. This emphasis is reflected in the 10-year development plan, which prioritizes the establishment of industrial parks, import substitution, and export promotion. Renowned American analyst Lawrence Freeman, known for his expertise on African development, says Ethiopia is making remarkable progress in its manufacturing sector. During a recent visit to the country, Freeman toured textile and garment factories, steel complex, and sugar production plants. The new homegrown economic reform program for Ethiopia essentially makes the growth of the manufacturing sector one of its top priorities and is now delivering concrete outcomes, he confirmed.
And I think this shows that Ethiopia has a commitment to build up its manufacturing base, which is essential for any economy to truly function, is they have to have a manufacturing capability. And this is very weak throughout all of Africa, but Ethiopia is clearly trying to make progress in this area.
Freeman emphasized that producing tangible products is essential for economic expansion, stating that this is the direction Ethiopia is currently pursuing and should continue to pursue more vigorously.
This is how the United States was built, by an emphasis on manufacturing. It's not replaceable by any other sector of the economy. So I'm very pleased, and also to see the optimism that I've seen in all the factories that I've been at today. There's a real optimism and enthusiasm growing in Ethiopia, and that, along with other accomplishments such as the GERD, show Ethiopia is making progress, and that makes me happy to see Ethiopia make progress.
According to information from Ethiopia's Ministry of Industry, the recent policy reforms in the manufacturing sector have led to a significant improvement in industrial performance. As a result, the average production capacity utilization of industries in Ethiopia has increased from 46% to 61.2%.
That's all we had for today's update, but before I go, let's have a recap of the top stories once again. Finance Minister Ahmed Shide hails Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's visit to Italy as a great success. And U.S. analyst says Ethiopia builds up manufacturing foundation to become Africa's future industrial hub. Thank you for tuning in to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. It was me, Magdalena. See you with today's updates. Goodbye.